how the chosen one is really just everybody in literature facing up to their internalized patriarchy. Yes, the inner feminine is back and she's loud. Let's have a chat. Hello there, everybody. My name is Jenna O'Malley. I am your soul writer, author of sci-fi, fantasy with dashes of romance and nerdy references such as the Moon Annals. Sitting back there over my shoulder, hanging out, cheering me on while we do this conversation, and part of that includes cheering all of you soul bards to do what you want to do in your pace, in your time, and in your stride. As I mentioned, we're looking at deconstructing how the chosen one trope is largely rooted in patriarchy, and how really truly we can reclaim our matriarchal bounds and go into a feminine lens of any kind just by reclaiming what it means to be chosen. Now, the chosen trope is problematic for a couple of reasons, but we can definitely look at how we can turn that upside down on its head and make it more matriarchal focused for the sake of healing. To be fair, yes, there is this sense of healing in that the chosen one becomes what a certain sector of literature uses as an exemplification of this one thing. However, often there's some sort of systemic erasure involved here. The chosen one is threatened at a young age to literally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, or what other way not exist. And it's normally a compounded, overarching trauma to the point that if you were to actually have them check and see, do I have acquired childhood experiences that are adverse in nature, which is how you can determine the basis of things like CPTSD. And a lot of the time, the chosen one's not welcome to be who they want to be or who they really were on the pathway to becoming. This is something that I explore a lot with Ian and Neftiri throughout the Myrna Annals. They both are a type of chosen one. They really are. He's supposed to be the first son who goes on to save the family. She's supposed to be this royal that she doesn't want to be, and they are the only two who sees beyond the chosen one quality and says, you are more than. And this is also why Ian again and again reminds Neftiri, you can do things, not because you have the merit, not because you have this long resume of proving you can, but just simply because you choose to be this person. You and your autonomy in the now are enough, not just the acumen of what makes you to others who you seem to be to them. On top of that, you also have a deconstruction of the heroic meltdown. Again, PTSD comes up. Iconic characters are often dismissed and sidelined. This is why when I was originally deciding, do I write just Ian and Neftiri's POVs, I said I gotta swap out to the individual couples while also keeping the main couple in play. It gets you in other people's heads, and to be fair, some of people's favorite characters definitely are not Ian and Neftiri. A lot of people do find Ian and Neftiri incorrigible, insufferable. They're meant to be that way. Good! You don't like them at the start. You're not supposed to. But at the same situation, then, we have these other couples that people do love to hate and hate to love that swap out, and they get their credit given to them as another version of the hero who is not a chosen one. They are chosen family. They are chosen by others, but they're not the chosen one. We leave that up to Miss Queen and Mr. King. And therefore, you need to look at reclaiming the narrative and pivoting into strategies that allow yourself to fulfill the decree of seeking an eternal peace that is internalized, for the sake of the character's own sake and no other sake. There's a lot of time in fiction where patriarchy wants us to remember that we're supposed to exist for somebody else's betterment first, and fiction has the glorious task of flipping that upside down on its head, shaking it for whatever cotton candy it has to give back, and to skip along its merry way to go and enjoy whatever it wishes. So what are you doing with the different types of tropes to question something that's been around for eons in your society, in a way that allows the characters to reclaim themselves for the sake of themselves, pivot away from a meltdown, and see that the only reason why they should be chosen is because they chose themselves to be first. After all, that is the lesson that many of us humans are learning too. Go ahead and leave a purple heart or other colored heart of your picking below, and above all, please take care of yourself. Now more than ever, your voice has value. Dang it.